Hey, what is up everybody? Hope every one of you guys are doing great, right? So what I'm about to share has never been documented anywhere else. And quite frankly, most people in this industry will never tell you this. But for months, if not years, I was the operator behind the scenes, taking clients from 13K a month all the way to 352K cash collected within a 60-day period. Scaling a micro creator from 2K a month because we started working together, he had to withdraw all of the funds. So next week later, next thing you know, we scaled him from 2K a month all the way to 23K cash collected within a single week. And even scaling people from 40K a month all the way to 45K cash collected in a single day. And today, I'm pulling back the curtains into what exactly separates coaches who are doing only those 5K to 15K a month range from those who are pulling in 80K, 150K, even up to $500,000 plus months and beyond. So if you are already doing high ticket, you have some sort of inbound flow, people coming to you wanting you to teach them, and you have been plateauing for those 5K to 20K plus months and you want to scale, this video itself is specifically filmed for you. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. See you guys. So I'm going to go through the criteria. So if these are you that I'm going to go through, this video will benefit you significantly. And here's the thing, right? I do not want to waste your time. Time is valuable. If maybe you guys don't met that criteria, maybe click off this video and maybe watch somebody else. Okay, now if you have maybe 50 to 100K plus in total audiences across platforms, across YouTube subscribers, across Instagram followers, or even Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and you're currently making those 15 to 50K a month, you already have an info product selling, you're already selling high ticket or mid ticket, you sort of have like this funnel, this event, this launch that kind of works, but you know that it could be more well optimized, right? You are already posting shorts, you are already posting reels, YouTube videos to show that you have the expertise, you have the results to prove for, right? You're legit and you have some sort of inbound lead flow already happening. Plus, and you're ready to delegate and you only want to focus on content as well as the delivery aspect of your coaching business only. And you do not want to handle the conversion process, right? And you want to scale without building a huge outbound sales team that costs more than they bring in, right? You maybe have been plateaued for 3 to 6 months, right? Maybe you have offers converting maybe inconsistently or during launches, right? And last but not least, if you're in Canada, US, UK, Australia, or some fluent English markets, this video would be significantly helpful for you. You have my promise. Now, reason why I'm filming this, right? Over the months or years, as you would say, I've used to be the guy, behind the scenes running up numbers like crazy, right? Case study, 3 of our biggest one, 13K to 352K cash collected. I have my content expert, pop up some results right here, right? 2K a month to 23 cash collected in a single week, 40K a month to 45K in a single day. And we have a ton of projects launching. Like, we're working with some huge guys in the space that unfortunately I cannot disclose their name yet, but one is launching on mid-September, one is launching tomorrow, one is launching by the end of August, and today is what, August 9th? Today is August 10th, right? One is launching tomorrow. And I wish I could show you guys the name, but with those huge guys, I can see them hitting those $1 million, $1.5 million in a single month, no doubt, right? But anyways, all this to say that I've been so behind the scenes that I've watched people that are probably entered the game way later than me getting way ahead. And it's because of this one thing. Distribution. They have probably more eyeballs than me. More people probably know about them. They have a personal brand, right? And I probably don't. So regardless, right? I'm not here to be some huge influencer. I always like to be this operator behind the scenes. So if you meet that criteria, what I'm about to show you will change your coaching business significantly. Okay, so watch till the end. Now with top of funnel, right? How you want to get eyeballs. Now with this getting eyeballs, typically the people that we work with, creators, they are really good at they're really good at top of funnel. So what I could do is just provide them maybe some insights, hey, try this, try that, but without taking too long, right? Top of funnel, if you can be lazy and you can only post 2 types of videos and you also want your coaching program to scale with you just posting these 2 types of videos, this too will be it. Number 1 is optional YouTube vlogs, and number 2 is sit down videos, right? What I always do recommend, and with vlogs, right, if you want, maybe start posting lifestyle content that your audience actually wants, right? If not, no worries at all, screw the vlogs, right? The second one is sit down videos, just like sit down right here, speak directly to the camera, speaking your expertise, share your story, share the value that you can provide. Just sit down, boom, film like a 20-minute video, boom, post it. That is what I mean by sit down videos. And the third type of videos is what? Screen breakdown, like exactly like this videos. Like you build out something up, you share your screen, you demonstrate the expertise, and you film it. Now, what I do recommend is to gather clips. Maybe when you're out with your family, have your content, have your editor, or have even your personal assistant film those clips for you. And the reason why you want to film this is because of probably one of our biggest case studies, Jaheem, right? Pretty much we installed a clipper, right? Next thing you know, a month later, that clipper went ahead and generated 2.8 million views, 1.2 million views, 192k views, 77.7k views, 11.1k views, and 30k views, and many more. We probably generated close to like 5 million views in the span of 30 days, right? All because he has clips and he has existing YouTube blogs that were just sitting there. That was like 200, 300 views, and next thing you know, we clip it up 1.2 million views. It was absolutely crazy. Right now, here is where the content strategy comes into play. I've seen people with just these 3 content strategies scale to 100k plus months, right? Without ads. Number 1 is YouTube videos, all right? Well, obviously, we have talked about this. Number 2 is shorts, which is clip content. Now, with clip content, typically, you will have clippers that were being installed in your operations to clip up your existing shorts. Once you have that, right, the main goal of this is to not generate sales. The main goal of clipping up your content is for you to do one thing, which is for you to get extra eyeballs, get more attention, more attention, to get mass attention. Because once you have that mass awareness, right, people would inevitably get curious about what your brand is. And this is where YouTube videos comes into play. And not only YouTube videos, some people might follow you. And from people that follow you, this is where the third type of content also, super strong comes into play, which is story nurturing assets. A good people that I can sort of reference to is Nick Setting, right? He posts this super aesthetic, like Instagram stories. And it is because of one thing. What people perceive is reality, right? Because this is the front end. If people can see that, wow, even on a story, if he can post story, a simple story at such like a luxurious level, imagine what his program would look like, right? Just because he posts this aesthetic thing on the front end, people view that, people think that, oh, wow, if the simple thing is that dialed in, imagine what his backend could be. And that is the whole point of him posting this aesthetic YouTube or this aesthetic Instagram stories. But anyways, not to get too ahead of myself, right? Because again, right, people that we work with, they are typically really good at getting a lot of eyeballs, a lot of attention. Okay, so what I would suggest, and now linking back to the conversion page, which I will talk about in later on, you guys should probably stay and watch till the end. You guys should probably stay and watch till that point, is that all of the reels, all the YouTube videos, all the clips route back to one single conversion page, max 2. Now, what does the conversion page looks like? This is what I'm going to cover right now. Now, let's start with the conversion infrastructure. Now, do not skip this phase, because with this conversion infrastructure, let me tell you this, we have tried every single funnel under the moon, whether it be the VSL book a call funnel, a challenge funnel, webinar funnel, low ticket upsell funnel, every fancy funnel that you have seen under the moon that you have ever heard of, we have tried. Okay, but what we have found is that based on experience, the simple funnel converts the best. What do I mean by this? So let's put this in hindsight, right? Let's use this fancy funnel that you guys probably seen all over the space, where you have this low ticket, this low ticket funnel, which is popping, by the way, right? Opt-in page, where once they purchase this low ticket sales page, they're then being redirected to an upsell page, which is gonna be their VSL page. And just follow along, because this one might be a little bit confusing to you. Another funnel that people might use is the opt-in VSL book a call funnel, where on the opt-in page itself, they will get your name, they will get your email, as well as they will get your phone. Once you put in that, then they would route you to this VSL page. And then once you're in this VSL page, there's going to be a VSL video to sell you on what the program is, selling you the mechanism so that you can eventually fill up this type form and then book a call. Then, now this is where things get complicated. Under the VSL page, there will be a type form that is being embedded, right? Type form being embedded with a ton of qualifying questions. After they fill out questions, Hopefully they book a call. If they did not book a call, boom, setter reaches out, then setter qualifies them. If they qualify, then they book a call. If they do not qualify, they send them to the newsletter nurture or downsell them. It is just so fancy, right? It is so huge that, oh my gosh, like once they book a call, boom, setter needs to reconfirm the call, make sure the lead shows up. Once they shows up, either close or no close. If close, right, onboard them, etc. If no close, boom, move pipeline, tons of email retargeting. Like it is just not optimized, right? Now, do not get me wrong. At a 20K to 30K follower point, this funnel, although it is complex, can absolutely be handled. Because when you're at that sort of mid-range, lead flow are not as massive as people with 100K plus followers or even like 200K plus followers. Now, with people that we've used to work behind the scenes, if you apply this exact same complicated funnel, this fancy funnel, to a personal brand that has 100K plus in audience size, with a ton of lead flow flowing, with a ton of calls being booked, and you want a lead high output team, what you will find, and based on experience, is that automation will break all the time. It is very, very hard to track leads, and it becomes super messy and super like inconsistent. Like leads are flowing out of the bucket. Think about this water, right? It's so full that it has like holes, and water are just filling out. And with those water, think about those as leads. And with leads, I see money symbol. Okay, now okay. So leads are flowing out of the bucket and thereby causing leaks in money that we would have otherwise generated for the personal brand. Like when you apply this exact fancy funnel to like a huge personal brand, let me tell you this, like things will break. It is not going to be a fun process for you to handle the entire thing. But with this simple and scalable process, and keep in mind, right, every single funnel under the moon, we have tried it all. What we have found out is that simple funnel like this somehow, some way converts the best. Like I try to convince myself otherwise, but what I found out all the time is simple funnel like this just converts the best. And let me share with you what a funnel is. Number one, we start with a VSL application page. And what does a page look like? I'm going to show you, right? This is a simple VSL application page, just like how Kayla did hers, where in the peak, they were doing like 300K, 350K in a single month, which is absolutely crazy. With this simple page that I'm going to show you, VSL video in the middle, offer headline, calling out the avatar, sub headline to introduce the risk reversal, as well as application button, where once people click on this application button, a type form would pop up, including a ton of social proof, just like how Kayla did hers. Okay, then once I click on this application button, again, this VSL form, this type form would pop up. Now, with that simple application page with type form embedded, right? Not book a call, because how people will typically do this is that they would have this VSL and the type form being embedded below. Now, within this type form, what people would typically do is that they would embed the Calendly link into the form itself. Now, we do not want to do that. And the reason why is because like if you embed the Calendly link into this type form, what you will find out is that yes, you might get like, let's say 10 book calls in a single day. But what you will find out is that maybe on paper, yes, we're getting a ton of book calls, but realistically, people that are serious, people who are qualified financially, they have the intent to invest in themselves, they have good credit, are maybe just 2 to 3, right? And out of those 7 calls, you're just wasting the closer's time that they could have spent time closing these 2 to 3 super high intent deals. Okay, all this to say that we do not implement a booker call or Calendly that was being embedded in the type form. What we do instead is that we install a heavy dial in setter. We run a call heavy team, right? Setter will dial people up ASAP within 5 minutes of the lead opting in, because of one simple thing: speed to lead. And the reason why we want to do speed to lead is because once people opt in the form, once people type in the form, their intent to invest in themselves on that program is at an all-time high. There is no way that we can bring the lead towards that height ever again, right? They're at the most highest at that point. So what we want to do is to capture that intent. If the lead did not book a call, it's fine. We send them to the follow-up sequences. There's going to be email sequences that will design to go up, right? So email retargeting, or even setters would call the leads up 2 times every single day for the next 10 days straight to try to book a call on the closer's calendar right away. So let me preface this. Once the lead opts in within 5 minutes, setter would dial the lead up and immediately, if they qualify. So setter would call them up within 5 minutes and qualify based on if they have at least 1K saved up, if they have the intent to invest in themselves, and if they have 680 credit score. Now the reason why we want to say this is because if let's say a lead have like 500K saved up in their bank, but they do not have this intent to invest in themselves, obviously they're not going to buy. Financially qualified, yes, they are financially qualified, but they're not, they don't have the intent to invest in themselves. Similarly, if they have 1K saved up and they have good credit score, we can opt them for what? For a financing option. Not only do we get the full amount, but that lead can pay based on how long the loan period is, if that makes sense. Okay, so hopefully I give you a base as to the reason why we qualify based on these 3 super simple things. And again, right, once a lead qualifies, book them, live transfer them right away if they're at home right now. Because like if they opt in, we don't even know if they're at home or they're outside. If they're at home, like we want to book them on the call right now. Right now, or on the earliest time possible, whenever the closers is ready. Okay, once we have that, book on the closer's call right away, and once the closer takes a call, make sure they show up. And typically, when people show up to the call, it's either 2 outcome: close or no close. If close, just onboard them, right, and have like this automated onboarding sequences on make just getting kicked off. If no close, no worries at all, right? Nurture them to the point where, hey, they're ready to be closed sometime in the future. And boom, simple funnel like this, I swear it just converts the best. And okay. And also, I forgot to mention something. Within the type form questions, these are going to be the 7 high converting questions that you guys want to ask, right? And we have tried a ton of other questions as well, but what we have found is that this mix and match of question, somehow it has a good blend of everything. I'm going to go through them right now. First, you want to ask about their name, phone, email, Instagram, as well as their experience level, whether if they're beginner, intermediate, or experienced, just to get a base understanding of who the lead is, their basic information. Once we have that, this is where we want to sort of flip the frame to the lead selling themselves to us. We're gonna be like, hey, John has helped thousands of people, but this is the first time that he has ever teach his full system. Why do you believe you should be one of the people John works with directly? Assuming that your name is John and you have a huge skill that you want to monetize, right? Then once we flip the frame, we want to future pace that. Then we're going to ask, hey, where do you want to be 3 to 6 months from now? Financially, personally, and in your business or in your trades if you sell a trading coaching program. After you flip the frame and you future pace it, you want to bring them back to their current reality. Hey, what do you feel like you need help with most currently? Like, what is the biggest thing like stopping you back? How can we serve you more, right? Once we have that, the last question is a simple yes or no question, which we're just simply asking, hey, by applying for this mentorship or this coaching program, you will be reached out by one of my team members. Do you agree to be texted by them, right? Simple yes or no question, okay? And again, after this, click yes, right? Setter immediately repeats the entire same process. And check this out, right? Now, fancy pages like this, don't get me wrong, if you run a software company, you're going B2C, it will convert best, but especially within this info product role. Compare this page to this page, I can surely tell you that simple pages like this is best converting. Now, with that being said, some of you guys might ask, hey, why do you not use an opt-in VSL funnel? And if you guys don't know what a simple opt-in VSL funnel, it will look something like this. And I'm going to go through them super quickly, which if you guys don't know, I'm going to run through them, right? Typically with a opt-in page, you would have a page where there's this headline, this picture, this button, right? Where once you click on this picture or this button, they would prompt you to fill up your name, your phone, your email. And once you fill up your name, your phone, your email, you're then being redirected to this VSL page. Where on this VSL page, the similar structure approaches, right? We have the headline, VSL video, type form being embedded below, and then book a call calendar link embedded within the type form. Once you booked in a call, they would then redirect you to this thank you page. Now with that thank you page, you would typically see this expectations video where you set expectations of what the call is. And typically it sounds something like this. Hey, make sure you sit in a quiet place. I'm super excited that you book a call. I'm gonna make sure that my team will help you whatever to the best of the ability that we can to the best of the ability that you can. So please sit in a quiet place, watch through all of the video that our team will be sending to you, and please confirm that you will show up to the call. Just to frame them that, hey, this is a serious conversation, please be in a quiet place, as well as please make sure that you are serious about taking the call. Okay, once they're at this thank you page, boom, the closer funnel begins, where setter need to make sure that those leads are actually qualified, not from some third world country, places like India. Now, I do not say that to sort of judge India whatsoever, but their buying power is too less compared to like first world countries, right? And keep in mind, I say this, I'm from a third world country myself. I'm from Malaysia, right? So I know how it is, okay? So don't quote me on that. So anyways, regardless, setter, make sure leads are qualified, and closer, make sure leads will show up, and if to the best of their ability, enroll the lead within the coaching program. Now, this is the typical VSL, this is the typical opt-in page to VSL to book a call funnel. But we have tried that, like absolutely did not work, okay? Instead, the reason why I will always push for this VSL application funnel is because like there is no opt-in friction, right? We skip the name, we skip the email phone collection within the VSL. And the reason why we skip that directly is because we want them straight away to the type form. Serious prospects, they would automatically fill out the application, no doubt. Because that itself, from people watching the VSL video, they could immediately self-qualify if they're actually serious about this or they're not serious and they're just looking around. We can qualify those two type of prospects with this VSL application funnel. And the other thing is quality lead filtering. With those type form responses, right? For example, let me show you guys something. We have a client that is launching tomorrow, and this is the simplest VSL application page that I've ever seen in my life that we built out for him, right? Hey, reading this in early August, you could have your first profitable trading day by September 15. Simple page like that. VSL video in the middle, right? This is the type form being embedded, ton of social proof, a ton of, question where once they click on here, right, you can see that, this one scrolls back up to this page, right? And then once they fill out the form, right, the type form, they will then being redirected to this super simple page, which is loading. Boom, right? Congrats, your strategy call is booked. Let's make sure you're prepared for a strategy call, right? Click it. Boom, first step, watch this 2-minute quick video to make sure you're prepared. And then boom, they watch this thank you video. We show them how to confirm their call and everything like that. And this client is launching tomorrow, which we can see that, them doing like 30K in a single day or the 30K launch, whatever, right? Whatever, looking super excited. And the thing is this, right? With people that fill out the form, although we only ask like simple questions like, hey, what is your biggest struggle? Qualified leads or leads that are super like serious, they would give you like a paragraph of answers. And because they give you this paragraph of answers, you can literally see how serious their intent is, how serious that lead is. Okay. And within that, after they submit the form, again, I'm going to repeat this time and time again because speed to lead is probably the number one thing that has propelled coaching businesses from 10K, 20K a month, all the way to 50, 100K plus per month in personal profit, not revenue, right? I always would preach this speed to lead, okay? Calling the lead up because their motivation or the intent is at the highest, okay? And because of that, this simple version, it is super scalable. Right? And if in the future, if we were to run ads, right? And maybe you guys don't want to listen to me, you guys do some fancy opt-in version funnel, what you will find out, and based on experience, I say this time and time again, based on experience, what you will find is that if you start to run ads to an opt-in page, what you will get is leads that provide you their fake name, fake information, fake phone number. And that will cause your cost per lead to rise through the roof. Cost per acquisition, that CAC to go through the roof, as well as the CPM would shoot through the roof. Everything is not fun back then. Everything is not fun. And we have gone through that phase time and time again. I'm done with it. I'm done with it, like seriously. Okay. But instead, if you run direct ads to simple, high converting, simple page like this, they will self-filter if they're a serious lead or not a serious lead or not a serious lead, which will cause your CPM to lower, your cost per lead to lower, your CAC to significantly drop a lot, so that when your cost per customer, your CAC, drop, it allows you to spend more to acquire more of your clients, thus allowing you to outcompete your competition. Okay, and again, I say this because like, dude, this shit is passionate to me, right? And again, like, if you're huge or if you're a mid type of creator, click the link below, book a call. And not only that, I'll actually fly out to you if you're within the States. I'll fly out to you, meet you in person, see how we can get things aligned. But anyways, regardless, back to this, right? After you have a good understanding and you understand why we go with the VSL to application funnel instead of a book a call funnel, this is where it gets interesting, because what I'm about to share is practically the real secret when it comes to scaling up coaching businesses and sustaining those high margin months. It's good that you hit 150K a month, but can you sustain that month on end? Right? If you cannot sustain that, that is not a real business. That is like a cash cow only. What I want you to do is to have a cash cow, not only cash cow, but a cash cow that sustains, that produces milk daily. And this routes back to the most foundational thing, which is the offer first. Now, after you have a good understanding of the offer, what I will share next will practically blow your mind. You have my word. Now with offer, I know I've seen, videos pumping out all over the internet, but trust me, with offers, it is super simple. You want to offer a service that the market wants, but doesn't know where and how to get it. If you crack this code, you will be rewarded very well for it. It's the same code, right? You will get rich by giving society what it wants, but doesn't know where and how to get it at scale. This is most important, at scale, okay? And keep in mind, when coming up with an offer, these are the three first principles layer that you guys always need to have in mind when it comes to an offer. People would always pay for these three things, undoubtedly. Speed. Can they get the results faster if they pay you? Then they do it themselves. If they can get it faster, they will pay. Second thing, do they have better confirmation or better certainty that if they pay you, the likelihood of them getting results would be significantly higher. If they have that, they're gonna pay. And third thing is ease, because people are lazy. So the less effort or the less friction you can introduce for the user, the more perceived likelihood of results that they would achieve. And people will always buy based on these three things: speed, confirmation / certainty, and ease. So if you guys haven't seen my full gap offer protocol, just go watch that video, because to come up with a golden gap offer or a full gap offer protocol, right? What you want to do is identify where they are currently, their current situation, which is in pain. And then you want to identify, hey, what is their main goal? Once you identify the gap, there are certain sub-segments or there are certain main topics that they need to learn for them to go from where they are now to where they want to be, from where they are now to where they want to be. And once you identify those main topics, within those main topics itself, there are certain sub-segments that they need to learn in order for them to reach their goal, or in order for them to master this main topic. And then once they master this main topic, then they can move into this second main topic. And once they go through this, then they can go to the desired situation. What you want to do is identify each step and then craft an offer that solves the entire gap, because that alone would increase your pricing power that much significantly. Sick. So once you have the offer, right, and simply if you guys don't know how to come up with an offer, I'm gonna share with you guys this template, right? And this one works best if you just, casually tell people what you do, right? And the template is this: I help niche do goal/results in time frame using a unique mechanism of your own without pain and risk reversal. Now with this template, it is good for you to share to the everyday people, but if you share this exact template to investors, like, trust me, you ain't getting that funding. Okay, but jokes aside, when you're launching your offer, and even if you are a small creator, you will be very tempted to offer one-on-one coaching, because hey, maybe you tell yourself, hey, you're small and you have all the time of the world to offer your students. What you're practically doing is that you're selling your time for money. And I say that full on respectfully, because as we all know, you entered this game, we entered this game just so we can make sure that the amount that we put in, the work that we put in, is not associated with the income it brings in, right? Little amount of work, more income. That is what we want, right? And practically, if you sell one-on-one coaching, maybe you're just selling yourself, you're just selling for time, but
but you're like a high paid employee, right? All this to say that to make sure your coaching program stays scalable throughout the months or years, please do implement the following. And with this following, it comes from wisdom. It comes from, the amount of time being in the trenches and experience so much things that I would share will practically change your coaching business, right? So let me know if it does when I do share them. Number one is to always lead your high ticket offer as this group coaching model. But obviously within your front end, you don't want to say that, hey, join my group mentorship. No, that is not what you want to say. Yes, you're leading with a group coaching offer. Even if you're small and you can offer one-on-one, do not do that. But instead, the positioning strategy that you should take on is you want to sell unlimited access through group calls and lifetime access. And not only this, since you're small and people that buy are being framed as, hey, this is just a group coaching model, or they have unlimited access to them, they do not expect you to spend that much one-on-one time for them. And if they do not expect that much and you deliver that one-on-one time, so think about this, right? You are this small creator, you sell your audience into this group coaching model. They came into this without expecting a one-on-one. But because you're small, you have a lot of time, and these people that just joined, they're being sold that, hey, this is just a group coaching. But you over-deliver and you offer them one-on-one calls. Think about the loyalty and think about the attachment, how much they would like your brand, right? And what you're doing here is that you're exceeding expectations, and that alone builds loyalty as well as it builds the referrals, okay? So with that being said, always lead with group coaching model, which will be your primary offer. So the way that you lead with that is every single social media platform, whether it be YouTube videos, Instagram Reels, TikTok, your X, LinkedIn, or even your newsletter, all of them are going to be redirected to one simple conversion page, which is this framework right here. And with that, right, once you have this simple conversion page framework, follow the simple and scalable conversion flow, which is this one right here, right? The simple and scalable version of the funnel. Now with that, please pay attention to this part, right? Because this is where the fun begins. Now, once we get a ton of people within this group coaching model, right? How can you upsell them without being positioned as this guru-ish, sleazy-ish type of vibe, so that you don't damage your brand? This is their secret sauce, okay? What you want to do is to position this high ticket one-on-one as an exclusive positioning. Present them as a luxury invitation only opportunity. And the reason why I preach this is because if you were to think about brands like Hermes or brands like Louis Vuitton, do they publicize their most luxurious item on the front of the store? Do you think so? Probably not, right? What they would do is that they would hide their most luxurious item at the back of their store. And not only that, what they would do if they have like a super high valuable stock come in is that the store manager or the salespeople from the store, they would dial like a list of people, and from those lists are typically people that have bought from the store time and time again, right? They hit up that list first. If once they finish that list, once they finish hitting up the list and people did not buy, then what they're gonna do is to position their most luxurious item at the front of the store. But do you notice how people within that list are being hit up first? And this is how luxury brands build their brand that way. They build their marketing, their branding that way. It's true exclusivity. And I sort of think about coaching program info products similar to those luxury item stores because of this, right? They probably make their bag from China for like what? $300, $400, and they sell them for what? $20K. Like, oh my gosh. Similarly to coaching program, because you are already doing what you're doing, or you're just teaching people, you have the knowledge. Practically, if I were to book a call with you, you're probably only charging $500 to $1,000 an hour. But with simple marketing messages, branding, alignment that goes into play, you can use that same knowledge and package that into a coaching program and charge for what? 5K, 10K, maybe you at the start you want to charge for like what, 3K to 5K. It is absolutely crazy, and it is infinitely scalable because it is just your knowledge, right? So I sort of have this association between luxury goods as well as the info product industry. I kind of feel like they both match in a certain kind of way, right? Now, how you want to sort of upsell them, I'm gonna show you the exact step-by-step process. That with that process, this is where you see people, hey, boom, paid in DMs. You know how people sometimes would post on a story, especially coaches and consultants, people would flex, hey, this lead paid in the DMs, or, I didn't need any closer, but still I have 90% profit margin and my coaching business is at those like 100K, 150K plus months. It's through the upsell process that I'm gonna show you later on, which is right here. Okay, simple, but there are a ton of goals into it. Now, to not get too much ahead of ourselves, right? What do you want to see? Out of those people that you successfully upsell, right? You want to pattern recognize and identify what successfully upsold customers did in their first 7 days when they are in this group coaching model. Because of this, if you can identify the pattern, right, the step-by-step pattern that they did in the first 7 days for the lead to eventually being upsold, you can reverse engineer the process to make sure in the future, every single new student that comes into this group coaching model, make sure they follow through this 7-step process or this 7 to 10-step process of the onboarding framework to make sure that the probability of them being upsold into this high ticket is significantly higher. Hopefully that one makes sense. Then once you have the pattern recognition, like I said, right, systematic onboarding, make sure all of the new group members follow the same exact pattern. Okay. Now, how do we upsell people? This is where things gets fun. Now, the upsell process typically looks something like this. Let's say your group coaching model is, lasts for 3 months to 6 months long. And let's say on month 4, the student receives a huge win. They're happy with the results. They're just on top of the world because of the amount of that they win, right? What you want to do is then propose a student success interview with them, right? Now, I say month 4, but practically, let's say you have a coaching program for 3 months. Ideally, you want to do that interview at the start of the 3rd month or towards the end of the 2nd month. Okay, hopefully that one makes sense. And with that student interview, book in a 45-minute slot with the student. 30 minutes will be recorded and 15 minutes will be non-recorded. Because of this one thing, we're going to be personally trying to present them with this opportunity for them to join. And it looks something like this. 30 minutes, like the typical student interview. Ask them questions. Hey, how was the program? What do you think about the program? Was it good? Hey, if people were considering joining, what should they know and should they join, right? And, ask the lead, hey, why did you join in the first place? What we are trying to do right here with all of these questions that we're asking is to hit on one point, resonance. If new leads watches this interview, we want to make sure that the story of this successful student can relate to the new potential student as much as possible. Because if they can relate to the student, the probability of this new non-buyer student yet, non-client student yet, that watches the interview, the probability of them converting would be significantly higher because they can resonate with that student himself. Hopefully that one makes sense, right? Now from that interview that is being recorded would last for 30 minutes. And think about this, the psychology is this. After that one successful student spent 30 minutes selling themselves, like practically glazing on how good the program is on camera. They literally hop on an interview, open the camera, sell themselves on why this program is the best. It becomes very difficult for them to refuse what you have when you personally try to upsell them. So think about this, right? After the 30 minutes is done, the last sort of 15 minutes, like they legit spend 30 minutes selling themselves onto you. How hard it is for us to personally try to present them with a new opportunity to upsell them. It's not going to be hard, okay? The last 15 minutes, try to present it. Hey, I don't share this with anybody. Obviously, you have been in this coaching program for quite a bit, and I would like for you to become my one-on-one student where I'll give you XYZ within XYZ time frame, yada yada yada, etc. Right? Implement that. Okay. And with that student interview, don't post that interview anywhere else because it creates exclusivity. And a good positioning is this, right? Once you film the interview and you only post on your internal groups, what you can then do on Instagram stories or on YouTube videos is you could say something like this. Hey, I just filmed an interview with probably one of my most successful students, and the sauce that he shares in there is practically nothing that I've seen anywhere else in this internet. So if you guys want to see the sauce that he shared, join my coaching program, join the group mentorship, etc. Right? That just creates a ton of like FOMO. You know what I mean? And FOMO sells. Okay. Given that if you're legit, FOMO sells, right? Then it creates this exclusivity, this FOMO, and frames the high ticket as this super exclusive opportunity. In a sea, especially within nowadays, everybody is publicizing their front end one-on-one mentorship. If you hide this as like this luxury backend, just like how Hermes did theirs, just like how Louis Vuitton did this, your brand will soon be associated with this luxury, like super under the radar but produces like super high results type of vibe. This is what I call black horse creators. Okay, like they're so rare but they're good. Okay, and of course it makes people seem like they have to qualify to even get invited to an interview and be presented the opportunity to get upsold, right? Just like Ferrari, because it's funny. The other day I was listening to like the founders podcast where he went over Enzo Ferrari's like story. It's funny because like Ferrari, this guy has thousands of cars in his factory, but when people want to buy it, this guy was like, hey, we're not on sale right now. Cars are super limited, make people wait for 3 months when they have like 1,000 cars ready to be sold. Ferrari, he still told people to wait for 3 months, and that alone compounds over time, builds this luxury brand. Okay, I kid you not, like behind this board, right? I have like a Ferrari car like attached back there just to, you know, have my vision board or anything like that. But regardless though, back to business. With this super simple funnel conversion process where every single social media platforms lead to one conversion page. Maybe in the description you can also attach your prop firms if you're a trader, right? Your Shopify, affiliate link, or even your maybe your low ticket offer. Now, I would accept low ticket offer because we want to get people within our ecosystem as fast as possible. So practically maybe 3 links most, right? This conversion page itself, which you're selling your group coaching model, your low ticket offer, and your affiliate link, your affiliate commission or affiliate link, whether it be prop firm or Shopify. Then once you have that, and I can confidently say you will scale to those 100K a month, given if you have the right type of distribution, you have eyeballs, you have a well-dialed-in team to convert all of those eyeballs, and you're legit and you can actually fulfill. If you have those 3 stuff, you will inevitably, trust me, scale to those 100K plus months, 50 to 100K plus months. And then once you hit those 50K to 100K plus months and you want to scale to those like 150K, 200K plus per month, maybe in personal profit, maybe in revenue, this is where all of these systems that we have tested, that we have implemented on coaching programs comes into play, right? Not only we have all of the systems being documented out, right? All of the launch process ready, even down to the sales department, right? You legit get to see every single backend metrics like the leads, total discovery calls booked, offers made. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we spent a ton of money, a ton of time building out this entire board. All right, this is as dialed in as a sales department can be with all of the metrics that we have personally laid out. Okay, if you guys want this, just hit me up on Instagram or whatever. Okay, even down to the launch process. Hey, every 3 months, hey, we want to launch like a webinar. Let us know. We have like I said, we have tried every single funnel under the moon. We have SOP'd out every single thing, right? Even simple board like this, if you want to run a webinar, we have legit every steps documented out to make sure this webinar is successful. Okay, and don't see this as just like, oh, this is just it. It's so simple. Trust me, there are a ton of sub segments that goes into this, that goes into this and everything like that. Okay, so with that being said, hopefully this entire video was valuable. If you're a coach, you're a consultant, maybe book a call below. If you're huge, hit me out on DM. I'll fly out to you, meet you in person, see how things can be aligned, how I could potentially install all of these systems within your coaching business and scale you to those 200K to 250K per month in personal profit sometime in the future. But my promise, just to comply with the FTC rule, is 50 to at least 100K plus per month in personal profit first. And then once we hit that, we can then see how we could do or what our procedures look like to scale that further. So with that being said, I love y'all. Have a beautiful, blessed Sunday. It's currently Sunday, right? About to go to church, and I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed day ahead. All right, God bless. Peace out. Bye-bye.